Welcome, folks online. Welcome to the Global Center for Christ Consciousness. Today we have a special sharing that we can do because we have not one but two incredible musicians to share our music. The first song will be from one, the second with both, and the third song with one. But the first song, welcoming Jean Dumas.
Good morning.
Prayer, Heavenly Father, Mother God, we ask that the Holy Spirit and your beloved angels journey instantly through the universe. Bring to this room and this prayer all beings that serve the light, all beings that celebrate the ascension of mankind. All beings that celebrate our return home as part of your divine plan for salvation. Whether they be ancestors, angels, light beings, elementals, all beings serving the light of God. In the name of Christ, all beings seeking to be filled with and celebrate the presence of the Divine Mother. We ask that they all be here now. Fill this room beyond capacity and overflow. Celebration of joy. A tone, a feeling of peace on earth and goodwill to mankind. Like its own Christmas moment. The birthing of the pure, innocent Christ child within all humanity. We give thanks for this presence now. We give thanks that it awaken in our hearts, our minds, our beings. And we give thanks and pray for the courage and the ability to know how to share this and with whom and when. But it is our commitment to not only feel this light, but to bring it to everyone possible. So it is.
Augustine. This short command is given to you. Love, and do what you will. If you keep silent by love. If you speak by love. If you correct by love. If you pardon by love. Let love be rooted in you, and from the root nothing but good can grow. What does love look like? It has the hands to help others. It has the feet to hasten to the poor and needy. It has eyes to see misery and want. It has the ears to hear the sighs and sorrows of men. That's what love looks like. God's love is unconditional. Be sure that yours is too. Amen. Please join us in reading our mission statement, which is located on the white cards in the seat backs in front of you. And together we say, the Global Center for Christ Consciousness is a spiritual center for students and masters on the spiritual path. We are dedicated to awakening the inner Christ and to creating a world of love, peace, joy, and abundance. And so it is.
How are you feeling? Good. We won't welcome with an applause yet. Let's just soak in the experience. Rebecca Abraxas and John Dumas.
Let yourself be free. You're changing the script. You're rising up. Scale is about to tip.
There are people out there that say we're too Christy to be pagan, too pagan to be Christy. I don't know. And those fundamentalists, emphasis on the word mental, those fundamentalists that call us pagans, all I can say is thank you. Thank you. Because it's heaven to earth, man, all the way through and through. What would you like me to talk about today? Pardon?
Intimacy in the holy relationship.
Hold on. Hold on. What was it?
Free will versus fated will. Sharing the same breath.
Pardon?
Sharing the same breath.
Okay, one sec. One more over there. What was it?
Skeleton, flesh, and bone.
There was somebody that spoke earlier. One more. Purification. Thank you. And then in the back, I think. No?
Stepping into your true self.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Those of you who are visiting that have watched online and are here seeing how people, share. Do you see what I have to put up with? Do you see? No. Angels and guides, just so many beautiful things. Intimacy and holy relationships. That's a beautiful one. One of the things that we all have to come to understand, like even the concept of free will and things we're asking about, sharing the same breath. Like it's an amazing thing. We're sort of still, despite the fact that we know better, we still think that we're humans having an occasional spiritual experience. So guess what? Oh my God, I had a synchronicity, and which is good. Keep sharing those things. But we think that we're mere humans with an occasional spiritual experience, when in fact we're divine beings having a temporary human experience. And that sentence, it's not just like, oh, that's interesting, poetic or whatever. No, think about what that means. You're not here clawing your way home, hoping, every little morsel of spirituality to ingest and try to move higher. We're actually part of God having these bizarre little dreams that we're limited beings. So much of our work and free will involves not willfulness. It's actually easy to go, I'm going to exercise free will to say, I'm choosing to bring who I am to a new level and live that on my day-to-day level, in my day-to-day life. So I'm not here hoping, I wonder if today I could have a spiritual experience. Although you can have that thought, try it another way. Why not trying, anchoring, connecting with spirit and looking down upon the earth to see how your day is going to go, rather than be on earth, all enmeshed in this, looking for any amount of light you might find. Right? It's just strange to me. It's like being in the dark, having a flashlight, but trying to get through the dark without turning it on. And this is why I say humans are just insane. And I know some people get really weird about me using terminology like that, but I like it. Because various definitions of insanity, but technically to believe you're someone you're not is insanity. And we are not limited mortal beings. Therefore, we're kind of insane. And I don't mean it in a harsh or judgmental way. We can actually celebrate the fact that I was lost insane and now I'm found sane. I was asleep and now I'm awake. Oh my God, it's all coming together. Keep trying to do it from the human level. I'm on the spiritual path, hoping to learn and hoping to gain, or from the spiritual level onto the earth plane. In other words, fortify, like connect with God and live your life. There's the doers. That's this when you hear doing and being. The doers are the ones that are down here trying to do themselves back into remembrance, as opposed to, wait, I can actually shorten this learning curve. God, download what you are to me. Show me who I am. and then live your life accordingly. Instead of, I have to, do enough, let's say, fasting to reach God, connect with God, and see what you're meant to do in terms of fasting. You don't have to fast 40 days and 40 nights to find God, because then you'll be really upset if you don't. Start with God on day one. And God might say, I only want you to fast for an hour. Okay, no food for an hour. I didn't say food. Oh, I'm already being educated. What do you mean food? God's going, listen, shh. You asked for my help. I want you to fast for an hour. Okay, well, I'm not eating. Shh, no. Don't fill in any blanks for me. God says, I want you to not do anything but be in my presence. And you'll sit and you won't eat, but you're not going to also do laundry or talk or make calls. Just, what if the phone rings? Shut it off. Fast. Go into a room if you have one. You don't have a closet. Go into a closet. Go anywhere, metaphorically or literally, where you shut this all out, the world. Because whatever you need to get done, you'll be better at it after connecting with God. Start each day with God. What would you have me do? How would you have me see the world? Well, and so on, just connecting with God. It's easy to start the day and just gradually like, okay, and today I got to do this and that. Stop. Connect first. There's a part of A Course in Miracles that states fairly clearly, the reason people think so much is because it's part of their way, like a defense system. I need to think. Why? Because I have to prepare for what? Everything caving in on me. What a weird way to live. So we're just out. We look okay. We're just pushing our cart through, the grocery store or driving somewhere. It looks like I'm fairly calm, but somewhere in the subconscious, my mind is still working, even when I seem okay and I'm just strolling through the grocery store. The mind is always working. It's always occupied. But the way the Course is teaching us, Christ consciousness in the Course, for example, is to really think of it another way. The reason you're planning every thought, word, every reaction, what if they say this, I'm going to say this, if this, all these things. I better be careful, I'm starting to age, how do I prevent that? There's all kinds of thoughts. I wonder if my kids are going to turn out okay, etc. All kinds of thoughts. And they're all there, running so frenetically, but it's because someone has decided, instead of trusting God, as a couple of our speakers this weekend spoke about, instead of trusting God, I have to have a backup plan. Because every day, for every time I actually heard the voice of God tell me what to do, there were 99 times I didn't hear that voice and I had to step up. So I can trust my voices more than God's. That's the way we think. We don't realize, even when you had thought it was your voices, if they were love-based, they were still starting in God. If they were fear-based, they were not. And if they were fear-based, why do you want to listen to them? So we have to use free will to freely choose the will of God. We're made in God's image. We should be living from that level. And the more we integrate this into our lives, there's a saying, apply what you have and more will be given, right? You've heard that one? And we generally think that most commonly it's literally taken, but most commonly it's thought to be like, if you have a gift, most people don't even delve into what it means. But if you have a gift, more will be given. We don't realize it means if you share funds, you'll actually have more given to share. If you have a graciousness, more will be given. Share it, as long as you share it. So teachings of Christ are like, the more you give, the more you'll receive. Then people only make that financially true. And it is financially true, but it's everything. The more you give, the more you receive. You know why? Because the more you are, the more you identify with being, the more you'll have, because being has everything. The doers run out of energy. I can't do much more. Well, you shouldn't be doing it all. Well, being, that's definitely practical advice, Michael. I'm not going to go get my kids at school. I'm just going to sit on the couch and be. And when they get home and say, Mom, we had to walk home. Well, why? Just be. You know, and that's not practical, and that's not what we're asked to do. Being is more efficient ways of doing. Well, I thought you said being is different from doing. They are different, but it's a different doing. There's a saying, again, many teachers and teachings, Taoism and so on, Course in Miracles and so on, but I need do nothing. And there's these people that read that, you know, they're like Spirituality 101. And they interpret it to be like a really deep, oh man, you know, I don't do anything anymore. I just practice being. Really? So if I give you a check for $1,000, are you just going to be with it or are you going to cash it? Don't tell me you're just into being, because, you know, come on. You know, you be at the bank cashing that check. Don't trash political parties that do what you don't like. How about you doing what you do believe in? Show us. Step up. Just show us. Stop telling us and show us. But again, if I show you by doing another style, another political party, doers, they just fight. The more you learn to be present and connect with communion with God, the more you're inspired on what to do. So doing changes. It's not that you never do anything, but you do not from the doer, but from the beer. We come from a completely different place. If you're against war, don't pray that one side win. Practice praying that everyone feel peace, that you forgive everyone on the battlefield. Well, no, but there's one team, one side, and that's the thinker, the doer. I'm not interested in hearing what that ego has to say. Tell me how you believe in peace for everyone. So if you're the political speaker, I don't like that, well then show us how to do it otherwise. Demonstrate it. Show that you can do it differently. Don't speak about things until you show us how you can do it yourself. You know, so coming from that place of being, there are people that don't understand. They're religious people that don't like other religions. You see, it's already contradiction. What makes you think that your political party is right? What makes you think your religion is right? If you're practicing the tenets given by the people that started your religion, you wouldn't be saying anything that you're saying right now. There's Muhammad. Oh yeah, you know, if you're going to be a Muslim, great, get ready. I think you should go launch into a holy war. I absolutely do. As a good Muslim, I recommend you launch into a holy war. Oh, but wait, before you do, Muhammad said the holy war is with your ego. So try that. Now, that upsets some people. No, I want to kill everybody. That's not what the teacher said. Buddhism, compassion, you know, Buddhism. I mean, there's 10 commandments of Buddhism. There are people that they don't mind having an Om ring or an Om shirt, or, you know, I've talked to you about these kinds of things. Talking, oh, I like being, and I just believe in compassion. You know, they still do drinking and drugs. Let me just ask you, I don't mind what you do. I just want to ask you this question. Do you think Buddha had to do any mind-altering things to discover what he discovered? Did he have to do mind-altering things to become awake? Well, I hope you would say no. Then why are you? If you claim to believe in Buddhism, then do it. It's all hypocrisy. Look at Christianity. Love one another as I have loved you. Then the fundamental Christians go, we love you, but not you, but not you. Do you go to our church? Well, then I don't forgive you. No, not you, not you. Only the people go to our church. It's so strange, but that's not what he taught. Follow your teachers authentically, or else don't tell me anything about your religion, because it's a lie. And with Christianity, which I think is beautiful, every religion has something that's there, just misdirected. Humans is the problem. So you get with Christianity, tell me if you're a Christian, to be Christian on the literal interpretation, it means to be Christ-like. Wow, you tall order, okay? I'm a Christian. Ooh, you're kidding me. You really you shoot for that? Nothing like it. Well, then you're not a real Christian. So these are people who dip a toe in the water and call it themselves religious or spiritual, whatever word they use. But if you're going to be a Christian, do this. Go into the Bible and highlight, red letter Bible. You have all the highlights of Jesus' own words. Now, take those red lettered words of Jesus, find me the times he criticized anybody, and you're going to take, let's say, 100 words, and it's going to distill down to 5 or 10. 5 or 10, now what's the context? Hypocrisy. So if you're going to be a Christian, you shouldn't be judging anybody because he wasn't doing it. If you're going to be like him, show me how you're acting like him and use literal, like go ahead and count the words. If you're a Christian, 5% of your time could be in being critical. And towards what? Hypocrisy. And who were the hypocrites? The ones that claimed to be one level of spirituality and they were not, which is exactly what you're doing when you preach the way of Jesus. And yet, you see what I'm saying? It's really cool how these things can be turned back on you. They're called mirrors. There's people that, yoga means to yoke yourself to God. And there's people that think yoga is nothing but postures. Of course, you play in the background. That makes it yoga. No, it doesn't. Deep breathing, that makes it yoga. You're not doing anything. You're just a person who's breathing deeply in weird postures. It looks weird to angels. They're like, what are they doing? I don't know, but watch this. They're not like, and this person's going to reach enlightenment now because they know warrior pose. So, and I'm not putting down yoga. I'm saying how we do things has to be done differently. Tether yourself to God and then move forward. If you think that yoga is what people think yoga is, that means you actually believe that when you die and go to the other side, everybody's just there, billions of people in warrior pose, in leg warmers. That's your concept of heaven? No, that's hell because it's hypocrisy to do a posture and think you're awake. You see? The postures, asanas and so on, the postures are each a metaphor. When you lean to the right and the left very fluidly, it means something. Every posture is a metaphor of how you deal with your life. When you can't go forward as well as back, that tells us something. If I were a yoga instructor, again, and bringing people through, what I would be doing with them is teaching them what the postures mean. Not their Sanskrit names, because I don't care. It could be called caramel corn. But anything I say that's too bizarre, it's not me. I'm channeling it. So blame them. So if you're doing caramel corn posture and you can't move into it, it's not about just, well, let's push you into it more. Let's help, let's do it, try harder. You're missing the point. You're doing. Hey, sweetheart, what's happening? What are you feeling right now? Well, I'm just trying to get into that caramel corn posture, and I'm just not getting there. Okay, but what do you feel when you're not getting there? Here it comes. Failure, frustration, inadequacy, because everybody else in leg warmers is doing caramel corn position perfectly, but not you. I feel embarrassed. You see what I'm saying? That's how you're learning about yourself. It's supposed to be you in a process. It's as though you're doing your own little 12-step program in yoga postures, where you're doing a self-inventory. And then people that are into 12-step programs. It's another walk of life. It's another path. But like the religions, if you're doing a 12-step program and you think you're only here to not be a drunk, if it's alcohol, you're missing something. If you haven't learned the good news of sobriety, you're better than you were, good, congratulations. But to actually find what it's like to be awake in terms of sobriety, the metaphor, just like the postures are symbols of, oh my God, I let go of that issue. There's good news to that. Not bragging the position. It's, oh my God, I opened up where I was stuck. Do you see? Every stuckness is hell. I've shared this a few times over years, but in Dante's version, the Divine Comedy, Dante's version of hell, one of the places depicting hell for Dante, who was a Rosicrucian and a mystic, and he went and had all these visions and brought it back and told us what the various dimensions look like. Hell, purgatory, and heaven. Western man had no clear understanding or definition of what these places were like. What is hell like? What's heaven like? And you could vaguely go, I don't know, but it just doesn't sound good. Hell doesn't sound good, and heaven sounds good. And it's really kind of from a place of ignorance. Dante spells things out. Now, it's still a metaphor. There's not an elevator with actual floors to various levels of heaven, but it is like that, dimensionality and consciousness. So he describes hell and he describes purgatory. The Catholic Church got their concepts, their teaching to you about hell and purgatory from Dante, who was a Rosicrucian and a mystic. They'll never tell you that. That's where they got it. Now they can tell you where you're going if you don't follow them. That wasn't Dante's intention, but Dante has this vision. A woman is his guide, and she takes him through. That's the Holy Spirit. And she takes him through and shows him all these places. Now, when he describes hell, one of the views of hell, it isn't like the fire and brimstone that you expect. It's a lake with body parts all in it, frozen in the lake. The lake is frozen. And the devil is frozen from here down, okay, in the center of the lake. And the moral of the story is any part of you that's frozen is already in hell. That means your lack of trust is a body part in hell. Your resentment, your unhealed wound. And in yoga, oh, there's a part of me. Now, you don't have to go, oh my God, my hip is in hell. What do I do, teacher? Baptize me quickly, or do an exorcism on my hip. It's move into it and you start unraveling it. Just like Jesus would do going into hell, a frozen lake, he would walk on the frozen lake and he would unthaw those parts of you, wouldn't he? He wouldn't be afraid of the frozen lake. It'd be like, oh, sweetheart, what's that about? No, it's too sad. I don't want to go there. I don't want to remember that. You don't have to by yourself. I'm asking you, let's talk about this. And then Christ would put his hands on that hip, literally or metaphorically, hands on the hip and say, let's talk about that. Let's unwind it the way a craniosacral person might do, myofascia person might. Let's unwind that. And you're letting go. You're coming out of hell when you talk about stuff. When you can talk to people about your addictions, you're thawing out. Now remember, thawing sometimes is painful, but it's not your destiny, so don't worry about that. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. When the Novocaine of life wears off, oh, what's that? Oh, that's the thing that we did, the surgery on you, the old wounds, and it's a little painful. But it doesn't typically get worse for the rest of your life. It typically comes up, is painful, and it fades away. Nurture it properly, give it the attention, and just let it unwind. It's about yoking ourselves to God and then be with me, God, while I go through this, you see? Unwinding a what was once a tension or whatever. And so the 12-step programs, yoga, whatever it is that we do, they become mystical journeys. They become like surrendered. There's sound healers that would do this, and you probably do this with vocals, Rebecca and people like her. But there are people that will take crystal bowls and say, okay, I'd like you to play each bowl. And you go, ooh, another one, ooh, another one. Oh, what happened? Oh, I'm sorry, I just wasn't doing it right. Whoa. You know what they're looking at? What chakra is not playing? And that tells me something about myself or something about you. Just a simple metaphor of what bowl they cannot bring into sounding freely. You see? And they could do that with vocal coaching. Not a judgmental thing, an unraveling thing. What's that thing that you can't seem to do? And why is that? What's tightening here? What's happening here? Making sense? All this unraveling. You brought up intimacy in relationships. It's the same thing. People just think intimacy, like connection, friendship, but also sexuality, and their minds are so linear. When you're with someone and you're being present, like therapy of sorts. And when you're with each other, there's processes. Like you can sit with a partner and do eye contact and tone together. And I've had this happen where couples are at workshops. And how do they expect to communicate well? They can't even be well in the same space. Now, they look like they can because they hold hands. We're happily married. Really, let me hear you sound together. And she might go, "Ooh," and he's like, "Ah!" I recommend divorce. No, I'm kidding. What I would recommend is try to hear her and find her. Now, he might not be able to reach that note, but he can reach his version of that note. They find each other, and he's going all over the place, and try to find something. Don't overcomplicate it, just try to find each other. So we're going from disjointed to, and eventually land. And what I might do, and you could do as the healer therapist, step in between them and find middle ground. She's, ooh, and he's, oh, somewhere else, and you go, ooh. She comes up to meet you, he comes down to meet you, and all three, suddenly you hear this. It goes from whatever to, it's suddenly like this reverberation. And it pulses. It's the coolest and weirdest thing, right? It like there's this, instead of just flat like, it becomes this, there's this like, whoa, kind of pulsing thing to it. And they found each other. It's a metaphor, but they've found each other. To sit and be able to look in each other's eyes and forget all the actions you want to experience and find each other. Where are you at today, honey? I'm feeling this or that or that. Every feeling you have has a sound. How are you feeling today? Oh, I can't even make a sound because I'm frustrated. There is a sound for that too. It's this. Oh, but that's not pretty. I didn't ask you for pretty, sweetheart. Make a sound. I'd like to make that with you. Can you make it last longer? And you join in. Good. Let's get that out of our system and ask again and do it a few times. Decompress, unwind. You see? You'll never have intimacy physical that's truly great. You can have good sex. You can't have truly great if you don't know how to do this, to be with each other, even if it's with yourself, to truly be with yourself, which sounds very pagan-like, thank God. But it's true, there's the metaphor of being free, and it's not just removing your clothes. It's about removing your old self. I can't even do tones because I'm just so frustrated. I got stuff and I got inhibitions and whatever the thing is. Give me all of that, the mother says. Give me all your stuff. And I promise you, I'm going to replace it with divinity. Give me anxiety, I'll give you divinity. Well, that doesn't even sound like a fair exchange. She's like, no, you have no idea how joy-filled I am when you give me your stuff. There's no greater gift humanity can give to the Divine Mother than to give their stuff. She doesn't need your opinions. She doesn't need your education. Well, Divine Mother, just in case you didn't know, I understand the Kabbalah more than most people, and I'd like to just teach you a little bit about it. She's like, I would love for you to give me your inner control freak. So, one of the ones I like that you've shared here, purification. It's all these things are the same to me when I see all these various words. They're all the same. It's what's purification? It's letting go of your old self. What's fasting? Letting go of your old self. I would like to know about intimacy. You got to let go of your old self. Stepping into new life. Got to let go of the old self. You can only achieve new heights of consciousness. Your ascension doesn't come from somebody doing something for you. You can only rise as well as you fall. You've got to, the deeper you dig out, the more room you make. You can ascend like a point like this. When you ascend, you're just a little tip of that point. I'm not going to ascend like that. I want to ascend like this. I want all of me ascending. I don't want all this base part of me and a little hope of a spark of ascension here. So bring it. Bring everything of yourself. Now that's the old coming out. Bring it all. Here, shine the light. Here I am. Yogananda used to say, just open. Here I am. Nothing hidden. No stone left unturned. Show all of yourself. Start with yourself, maybe in front of a mirror if that's what you need to do for your greatest safety. Try a counselor and a sponsor at some point, a friend, somebody that it's called Safe Others. Find a place that you can talk about that. You can bring that out, the old self. And of course, to the Divine Mother, totally safe. And it could be done like you feel like you're 5 years old or 105 years old, but different parts of me, out. Past lives, out. Don't say, well, I got that one down. I'm good with that. Don't hold anything back. Even the things you think about yourself that you think are great, just giving it all to you. You'll receive more by giving, by sharing. So share your gifts, but I'm not just talking about career. Get out there and share your gifts. I'm talking about everything. You are the all of God, the All-Father and All-Mother of God. You see? And everything that God is, I am. Okay, let's test that. Everything that God is, you are. How much money have you given away this week? Well, I can't afford. That doesn't sound like the All-Father, Mother. That doesn't sound like God. I'd love to give to humanity, but things are tight here in heaven. It doesn't. I'm not saying you should give what you can't afford. What I'm saying is it's a posture that's not unwinding right. You see what I'm saying? It's a tight point. Let's look at it. Well, I don't want to look at it because I'm ashamed of being prosperously constricted. Wait, that's the whole point. Let's look at it and unwind it. Why would you go to a masseuse and say, you can work on everything except this because it's kind of tight? That doesn't make sense to me. I just don't get that. I mean, right? That's what you're doing. So let it unwind. Bring the light to every part. But it's all metaphor. I love hugging people, but I love hugging men, but not women. Unwind it. What's that about? I'm not telling you what to do or not do, other than here, inside. Unwind. I don't believe Muslims. I don't believe Buddhists. And it's just another tight muscle. But tight muscles are a metaphor of tight beliefs. So do you want to have an enriching life? 1, unwind. 2, share what unwound. I don't mean the wound of it. I mean what new freedom you have. I went to, could you picture somebody saying, I went to a Rolfer, a cranial sacral, whatever it is, and they worked on, I used to have like really tight jaw, and you go, I got to tell you, I went to somebody today, and wow, they totally unwound my jaw. Then why are you talking like that? I'm just used to it. And just, I better tighten it again because I might sing. Poor thing. We don't want that. Well, they might think I'm weird. There's another constriction. What they might think. Do you see what I'm saying with that? It's such a great metaphor. Paganism it's all a metaphor. You're not supposed to be a pagan going, oh, almighty leaf, heal my relationships. And it's going, I'm just a pine needle. What could I possibly do? Grind me up, brew me, make me into a tea, and if you're lucky, pine needle tea might be relative to relationship. And what else can I give you? That's not it. It's, God, I love that you're in this leaf. Let's say maple leaf. I love that you're there. What are you teaching me? Not maple leaf, what have you got to say for yourself? And it's going, I'm Canadian. No. Maple leaf, what have you got to say? Here's what you do. God, through the maple leaf, tarot card, palm, conversation, what have you got for me today? And the maple leaf says, 5. Oh. 4 chakras of the body, 1 of the Trinity. You're reminding me to live a more balanced life in all parts of me. You see what I'm saying? And now you have a God download. Now, of course, somebody's walking by and you're going, I get it. And they're like, quick. And they might. And I can't promise you that when you get to the hospital, in a straitjacket, they're going to go, oh, you were just doing a Maple Leaf download. Well, we understand that. I can't promise you they're going to get it. You know what I would suggest? Very stealthy, tactful interactions. No, I wasn't actually talking to a maple leaf. I was praying, and I happened to be holding a maple. You know what I'm saying? You have to sometimes answer your husbands, your wives, your relatives, whatever, in a way that they can comprehend it. Yeah, but that's lessening who I am. Be careful. Because if you have to be on that soapbox shouting to the world who you are to prove something, you're already lost. Why don't you just be that thing? And if you are being, then you care about the people around you that don't understand where you're coming from. Well, I don't need to care about them because they don't get it. I know, honey. I know. They're lost. I get it. They're frustrated. They're confused. They're scared. But aren't they brothers and sisters of you? Don't you want to care? I mean, Jesus had to do that. He's like, I get it. And he's like, you people, oh my God. You know, he's trying to teach them. God, pray to God. Love one another as I have loved you. Come forth, Lazarus. Talitha cum, arise from the dead. And he's doing, just imagine this dude walking through life, through towns, you know, making the sun go dark, raising the dead and all this. Sits down with his apostles and goes, it was a pretty cool day, wasn't it? Yes, Jesus. Oh my God, the things you can do. I want you to learn to do the same things. So what did you learn from today? When we die, do we get to select our wives? Just to picture this. Picture it. It happened. They said, you know, they're like, are there still hookups in heaven? Jesus, he's raising people from the dead, and you're asking about wives. One says, can I sit at your, next to you? I want to be, the closest one. And you have to imagine him sitting there going, oy vey. That's all you got from this? I raised Lazarus from the dead to show you this world has no power over you, and you want to know about wives or girlfriends or sex or really? That's all you got? Now, yes, they could sit back and go, oops, but they didn't even know how to do that because his level of what he was saying was beyond some of their comprehension. And the wonderful John, the beloved apostle, he gets it more than the others. But even he doesn't know what to do with it. What do you think I'm saying, Peter? And Peter's like, well, I'm a fisherman, so I think you're saying this. What do you think I'm saying? I think, well, because this. John, and he's like, there are 7, a book of 7 seals. And when the seals are opened, there's a great thundering, and Jesus is like, oh, John, bring it to earth. Come on. But John's sharing it through his vision, through his, in other words, your mind, your art, your consciousness, your history. All that Christ is, awakening comes through you. It comes through you and your filters. My prayer for us all is to have less and less filters. When I don't have filters, I don't have to tell you things as I see them. What starts to happen is, how would you have me be of service to the person in front of me? So it's not John doing it in his book of Revelation way, which is cool and mystical and trippy, but that the person's like, Mr. John, I'm 5. I don't understand. If you can't be the person that goes, let me tell it to you as a 5-year-old. I'm going to tell you to you as someone who's an agriculturist. I'm going to tell you as someone who's a scientist, someone who knows nothing, someone who's wounded. That's the great teacher. And that person can only be someone who's plugged into the mother. Because only she knows how to speak every language, every consciousness. When you say, guide me, Holy Spirit, because I'm about to teach these lesser people. Your filters, man, they're like this. Whatever you do get, it's going to be strained through these filters, and there's really very little effective wisdom. The people might think, oh, that was pretty cool, pretty intelligent. But they heard an intellectual telling them stuff, therefore there's not as great a change in them. But they're not the type that wanted it, or they wouldn't have attracted you, a limited teacher. When people are ready, it's always true, when the person's ready, the teacher appears, but the teacher will reflect your level of consciousness. So don't just pray for another one, be ready for another one. And Mary Magdalene was a great example of that. When the apostles said, and I'll start wrapping up now, but when the apostles said, I don't really get this thing with it's factual in Mary's gospel. She said, there's parts where the apostles were saying, hey, listen, you were hanging out over there under a tree with Jesus. What was he saying? And she's like, well, okay, do you really want to know? Yeah. Well, he said, this is within that, and that was in this, except on the, and it's all this bizarre, deep, metaphysical, consciousness-shifting stuff. And they're like, wait, what? Can you explain it? Well, he said, the soul is in, and the connection, and spirit talks to you within the part of your being that's the consciousness, and on. And they're like, all we heard, blessed are the meek. And you're like, why would he talk to you like that? You know what she said? Because I believe anything he says. You already have opinions, so you're holding out a vessel and saying, teach us, Jesus. And that's all he can tell you. All I can do is go, teach me. And this never changed. She's so open, Jesus can now download anything. And she's a metaphor. As a human being, she represents all of us. She's a metaphor of not power, but openness, trust. I trust him. These aren't misinterpretations. These are in her gospel. I trust anything he tells me. Don't listen to people that miss and make up their own stories about Magdalene. Listen to her. I trust anything he'll tell me. I believe him. Now, if I'm an apostle, I have to sit back. I could be like some of them are like, it can't be true. Why would he tell her things that he won't? I could. Or I could unwind. I just found a posture in my yoga practice that's tense. This is the Mary Magdalene pose. And for some reason, I go to do it and, come on. It doesn't work. Why? Too much in your head. Just follow everyone in yoga. Everybody's standing on their mats, and we're going to do the Magdalene pose. There she is. Oh my God, that's so freeing. My shoulder opened up, and my frozen this, and my neck that, and my head that. You're unwinding. And that's real yoga. Not an exercise practice, but yoking myself to God. Yoke and unwind what isn't flowing. That's what every musician should know. That's what every body worker should know. Every mom, dad should know. Every conversationalist, every counselor. When you go to bring up certain topics and you see the posture changes on the client, uh-oh. You don't have to say you noticed it, but in here you should notice it. I noticed that when I brought up something shifted. Sometimes it's things you see, and sometimes you can just sense it. You're onto something, and the mother's going, psst. It could be their angels telling you. Could be your angels but it's the mother telling the angels that it's okay to tell you. Right, Danny? So, oh my God, I heard. And I'm just closing with that. Just the emptying out is the unwinding. What do I do to establish the more? And you guys, everybody's done the books and the seminars where people are telling you, I know the world doesn't empower you, and you can have cars and you can have money, and people are getting excited. Oh my God, I believe in success. Do you believe in it? Yes, let me hear it again. Yes, I believe I can have my own helicopter landing pad in my backyard, a submarine by next week. It's all about manifesting. Everybody gets excited. It means nothing to God, to Christ, nor to me, nor to you, I hope. Learn to be of service. If you want to manifest a helicopter, I want to know what you're going to do with it. You're going to help transport people from accidents to a hospital to help them? No, I just wanted to take my friends on, the Red Rocks, and cool. It just doesn't do anything for me. What gifts you have, even according to Buddha, have been earned. Buddha would call it from good in previous lifetimes, but he would tell you, don't use it, misuse it, you're going to lose it. You have no random, not even a good smile by accident. Use it to lift people up. Use it to bring people hope. Literally demonstrate. We can get cosmic and excite people on how to manifest, and yet you're having to sit here and listen to a talk that ends up saying, be nice. That's, and I don't just mean just be nice. I mean truly. You're here for a certain amount of time, and when you get to the other side and you realize the hours you spent at monster truck rallies or whatever you do, no offense to monster truck rally fans, but the hours you spent there versus in prayer, versus in communion, versus being of service. If you're going to go to the monster truck rallies, go. But when you're there, what are you doing? Well, I was talking to a guy about his rig. Did you ask him how he's doing? Did you ask him how he's doing? How is he? And you'll hear oh, I'm good, man. How are you? And then go past that. Go past that. I'm not saying you go, listen, Chuck. Monster truck Chuck. Come in for a hug, I mean, that's not going to go well. He's going to put his cigar out on your forehead. I'm not telling you to push spirituality on people, but listen and be stealthy. Because you might be standing there with him on bridge. I'm not saying I'm saying when it's guided to be such. You sit there and that's okay. You just do your, tobacco and spit because you're bonding, you're bridging. But when you're doing that, yeah, I learned something from these rallies, and I really honor that people are really finding things they love. You see, you find ways to work into the heart of people. What are they really about? What do they really love? There are people that are corporate successes and they've never done what they wanted to do as children. I went past child into adulthood, now I'm famous. But I never did this. I never knew what love was. I've never known what true friendships are. You see, there's a lot of hurt we have to pay attention to. Not embellish it and make it the priority, but listen, because the more we can move that, now there's room for God. I've said this so many times. Be kind, be loving, be nurturing, right? Be present. Please take a few centering breaths. Relax the mind. Let's give the moment to God. For just a few minutes, give the moment to God. And since present moments are timelessness, we're giving eternity to God. We're giving all our being to God. Try to understand for a moment that if an angel suddenly manifested in the earth plane, not ethereally, manifested materially, it could likely lose its wings, meaning they wouldn't be manifesting materially. They might not have the power to wave a hand and heal a sickness. Just imagine if an angel materializes, because spirituality doesn't always easily materialize as we would hope. Because the very materialization is the losing of one's spiritual awareness. Just be open-minded to this for a moment. If that angel materializes as a mortal adult, and if that's you manifesting today in a body, just tune in just for a second. Look how many times in your life you complained about not being able to work a miracle or change something instantaneously. Look how many times you were frustrated you couldn't make that relationship work. You couldn't heal that illness. Just get a gauge of what percentage or how often in your life your words and actions were depicting the frustration of losing your power, losing your divinity, your innocence. Look at how many times you thought it, felt it, spoke it. It being the loss of these things. It's okay that you've done it. You're hurt. That's what hurt does. I'm not asking you to focus on the frustration per se of losing gifts. Just be aware, wow, a lot of my life has been an expression of losing those gifts. It's just not easy to be in a body and completely remember spirit. So forgive yourself. And let's shift gears. Instead of, I wish I could get these gifts, my power, my spoken word, my teaching, my musicianship, my consciousness to just perfectly materialize. Stop. We own that we've been frustrated, but why? It's normal to lose some of the spiritual things when you materialize. Here's what we're asked to do. If you're dense, do something with it. If you're not going to have the power to sprout wings, then what can you do that would be like wings? Act like spirit in a body. We keep trying to be beyond where we're at, and all that does is keep us out of the moment. Breathe that in. My job is to bring that which I thought I lost into my day-to-day life by being it. Not hoping, not wishing, just how to be it. But how do you be it if you don't have wings anymore? If you don't glow with this beautiful halo anymore, what do you do? Picture this instead. Instead of waving a hand to manifest prosperity, ask how to use what you have. How to give, how to share whatever prosperity you do have. Instead of wishing for the power to wave a hand and heal a sick person, why don't you try this? God, how would you have me see this person from eyes of love and compassion? Stop trying to fix them with holy hands you don't have anymore. Ask how to love them. Instead of asking God to wipe out the soldiers on a battlefield, ask God to help you learn to forgive the soldiers on a battlefield. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to try to be bringing external powers to a material world that'll only frustrate you. You're asking how to be the presence of divinity while in a material world. And those powers are not the waving of a hand all the time. It's not always that. Instead, it's more often what? Love, forgiveness. It's more about our attitudes than our glow. If you're loving and forgiving, trust me, your glow will increase. Don't wish you had a glow. It doesn't do us any good to long for the gifts and powers we once had. God is saying, when are you going to accept where you're at rather than wishing what you would like to be or longing for what you once were? Let's do this together right now. The Holy Spirit says, I'm with you. Let's do this together. I want to wave a hand like an angel can and heal somebody. Shh, no. I want you to look at them and not judge their illness. Put your hands out. You don't have wings. Put your hands out and pick them up when they've fallen. Stop wishing things were different. and be the change. Only God is real. Only God matters. What that means is that when only God matters, nothing will materialize. When only God matters, nothing else will materialize. We won't have war, we won't have illness, because we've learned that only God matters. Just a half a moment hearing the sounds, angelic-like vibes, tones, frequencies. Thank you. And welcome that voice into your heart of the Divine Mother saying, I love you. Come home. Let your heart expand with gratitude and gradually come back to the room. Gradually. Stretch, anchor yourself. Can anyone share how they're feeling, or anything from the talk, or sounds or meditation? Can anyone share? What did you learn or gain today? Yes. What is it? You feel lifted up. Forgive yourself. Yes. What is it? Delightful. Lightful. The most healing bridge you've ever experienced? Grounding, nice. Anchoring, yes.
I love the musicians.
You loved the musicians. Well, I guess I'm happy for you. How could you not, right? Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Mother loves it when we give her our stuff. It's true, yes. Gratitude. Yes.
Instead of going vertical only, go vertical but shine out.
Yes, yes. Going vertical, connecting with God, right? In the name of the Father, the Son who's down here in his heart, living life on earth, the earth, in the name of the Father, the Son. And where's the rest go? The Holy Spirit. Oh, that's interesting. She's the bridge between heaven and earth. She's here. She's the bridge. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And she is the one that shows us how to bring the Father into our lives. We keep trying to get her to do what we want in our lives. And it's just incredible that we haven't learned this after billions of years. Who else had their hand up? Yes.
Going more directly each direction.
Yes. Going more directly. Connectedness.
Learning to see the world from our divinity down.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Learning, try to get a bird's eye view of things. And it won't all affect us as much because we'll be in a different level of power, right? We're not to be in the victim consciousness and trying to get things to work out. Rise here, and you'll be given higher consciousness to sort things out. Alan Cohen brought us through an exercise along those lines during the conference. Yes, in the back.
Kindness is king.
Kindness is king. Yes.
Harmonizing in relationships.
Harmonizing in relation. Yeah, the sound. It's a metaphor. Yes.
I was gonna say peaceful.
Peaceful. Feeling peaceful. Deeper peace. Next. Yes. Didn't you have your hand up?
Invoking constricted areas to the Father so they can be in.
Bringing the restricted areas to God. Make sense? Anyone else? Going once, twice. Yes.
Stop muscles, stop
What is it?
Stop muscles, stop beliefs.
One more time. I know. I just wanted you to have to say it again. Stuck muscles, stuck beliefs. Such a great voice. She knows I'm on that, Beautiful. Isn't that a great metaphor though? Like whatever it is that you in life. I can sing but I can't certain tones, or I can do this but I can't do that. Even in intimacy, the concept of tantra, like yoga, it has nothing to do originally with posture, positions. It's freeing, it's relaxing, allowing, even with our own intimacy with ourselves, allowing, and just what is stuck and what's not, because it all symbolizes the mind, the consciousness. Okay? All right. We're going to do our closing prayer. First, we'll take up our collection. Please be as generous as you can be. Let's make this our most miraculous prosperity day. Do all that you can. Folks online, there's a button you can push to make donations. Folks in the room, your donations go in the purple bags. Any extra donations, change out of the bottom of your purse or winning lottery tickets, all kinds of cool things. We've had people put wedding rings, which is a very cool statement. It's like, I'm done with this and I'm marrying myself to God. Good job. In the baskets, those go. We share that with people of lesser means and, special projects. Heartfelt. The blessing, prosperity blessing. Together, please. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Very good, very beautiful. We're going to do our closing prayer in about a couple minutes, but before we do, we have a post-conference meeting. All the volunteers that attended conference meeting before, we're all going to be in that meeting room over there right after the service. If you're a chaplain, not a volunteer of the conference, but a chaplain, stay up here because Jeff will be leading our healing circles. So on that note, if you're here and you'd like to receive healing prayer or join in healing prayer by just sitting in the room and holding presence for those asking for prayer, healing, hang out here. Jeff and the crew with him will guide you through that, okay? Yes, and Jeff, some of you that came to the conference, you have to be in the conference to attend the baptism we did down at the Reba. And some of you didn't get here on time or say you didn't know about it or whatever, but if you couldn't walk the rocks down to the river, Jeff's doing a baptism right here after the service and after this healing circle. He'll guide you. Find him, join. Don't I was spacing out in the parking lot and I missed it. Go out and find him, yes. It's anybody that would like to experience a baptism. Jeff's your guy. We have a snack table outside the door. Here's where we're at. Listen carefully. We have leftover bags of potato chips. We have some big chocolate chip cookies. You're welcome to take one or two, depending on how much you want or need. The merchandise table also has the last of all my DVD sets. We sold out mostly of all the first ones we put out. We took out the last of them, and it is the last of them. They're on the table. Make a donation, what you think is fair. It'll say dollar amounts because that's suggested, but if you could something, change your life by having any of those, and you can't afford, please take at least one anyway. All right? All right, those are there. Now, lastly, remember crystal bed, the yurt out here, the healing room, round room. That's the crystal bedroom. We have crystal bed sessions that we offer. There's a sign-up sheet in the foyer over there. You could sign up for if there's any appointments open this week or next week or whenever you can do that. Do get on our mailing list online. You can click a link to, or go to our website and get on our mailing list. It really, really makes a difference for us to have you on the mailing list so that you know what things are going on here, okay? Psychic Fair, we have Sedona's monthly Psychic Fair here. We have every kind of imaginable 12-step program here. We do a lot from a spiritual place for the community. Let's see. We have a healing enchanted room just a block away. Every kind of healing, massage, craniosacral work, that's always available if anybody's interested. Just a block away. And there are gift bags in the store. That's a gift card, incense, an incense burner, a book. It's got a set of things so that when sometimes people are in the bookstore, they don't have time or they can't think of what they want to buy, just buy a gift bag. It's like $20. It's $40 worth of stuff for $20, and you just have a whole set already taken care of, and you can take those home and gift them to people or have them for yourself. All right, this Wednesday we have our spiritual counseling mentoring circle. We just make a circle of chairs here, and we sit, and it's a combination of learning how to counsel people, how to receive counseling. So you're partly receiving, partly learning to give, but you don't have to participate in body work or anything that you're not interested in. It's just a really great circle of processing. All right? Learn more about that by checking out. That's Wednesday at 4. Learn more about that by checking out the flyer. Great. We'll move forward with our closing prayer because I'm going to pretend that Don didn't move over here to tell me something. Yes. No, I didn't. So we held over half of our vendors from the conference at their, choosing. So we have booths out here from the conference that you guys can, go and enjoy. Great jewelry, readings, all kinds of things. Half of them are still here. So please, even if you just go walk and browse, do so as a favor to them and to us because it's a beautiful energy thing. So go at least look while you're here today. All right? Please stand and shop with them if you will, have readings if you will. There's healing, body work, variety of things going on out there. See what we've got. Now, in everything you do, remember, guys, be of service, man. I mean, this whole thing about God and dimensionality, all these complicated things that are so cool to learn, so cool to experience and share. I don't care if you're a Kabbalist, a pagan, an astrologer, a body worker. If you're not helping people and being of service, you're not doing much. Do the great work that you do, but every so often give a free reading. Every so often give a shoulder rub, just because. Don't just be a professional at these things. Keep sharing. And I'm telling you, bringing God to the earth plane is done exponentially far greater in gifts of kindness and service than in all the doings you can come up with. God says that's when you really bring me to earth, when you are me gifting something to someone. Okay, please. Soaking that in, and thank you for the extra time for today. We gave it some extra time for our musicians, some of the talk. Soaking this in. How do I feel? Let me express my feeling for the musicians today. Take that energy, insist that it take a form of a blessing for their prosperity, their abundance, their health and healing. Insist on it. You're allowed. I command into these musicians the presence of God in the form of prosperity, health, and healing. joy, happiness, relation. Beautiful, beautiful. And who's doing this? God. Who else? All my relations, meaning from the native standpoint. All beings that ever sat in a circle around a fire, evoking the presence of God, chanting, praying. All beings, because I said so. That's what we can say from our soul. Because I have said so. I said, I want angels here. You can call on them. I insist that there be the presence of God in every form, and that I can download that as a blessing to anyone I choose, to our musicians today, to all the facilitators and people that worked on the conference, to all the people in this room, literally, and the ones watching virtually. I insist that you receive a blessing from God. I speak on your behalf. The divine in me speaks on the behalf of the divine in you. The light of God surrounds us.
We are the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We are the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
We are the presence of God.
Wherever we go, God is, I am, we are, and so it is. Peace be with you all. Thank you.